What's up, family? Thank you for joining me. Look here, this is a good video. Stick around because right here, this is where the party's at. You can't beat this cause look here, I'm gonna go over proof that the among the other Israelite tribes in Africa, that the Baganda people of Uganda and the Bantus of Uganda as well are descendants. All Bantus, as a matter of fact, are the children of Israel. They are the true children of God, Yahweh, of the Bible. The Bantus and like the Baganda tribe or the Baganda people are the Israelites that are spoken of in the Old Testament of the Bible. It's not talking about somebody else. The Jews are black. They've always been black. They were never white. The Israelites, the true children of Israel, are black. They've always been black. They've never been white. And it's you. It's us. It's the Bantus and the West Africans that are related to the Bantus. It's the West Africans, the descendants like me, who were sent in the transatlantic slave trade to the Americas, to the Caribbean. But anyway, and all over the world. But now let me get back. The Baganda people. So there's something that caught my eye with them. But first, let me get into this. Um, Now, this book here is called Black Jews in the Africa and the Americas. Black Jews in Africa and the Americas. And it's written by Professor Tudor Parfit. And in this book, it talks about black Jews in Africa and other places. Now look here. You see the color of the Jews, the Israelites? They are black. Those are the Limbas, also Bantu people. Okay. Um, Now on page 51 in this book, in the last paragraph, it begins talking about an intrepid American explorer named Herman Norton, who had walked across much of Africa and traveled in many more inhospitable parts of the globe, including Siam and Malaya. But the main part is he walked across much of Africa. Now, um, he noted in the early 1920s in Uganda that there was a tradition of ancient lineage of 33 kings going back to the time of King David, which echoes the claims made by Leo Africanus. It is a proud history, he wrote. Legend tells of the Uganda people crossing the Nile countries upon centuries ago and subduing all tribes whose country they traversed. They claimed the highest native civilization in Africa. Here, too, the idea of biological link with the Semites is associated both with their higher civilization and their prowess in war. So this had to be okay. So this was it in the 1920s when he noted this. Now the next paragraph, Sir Harry Johnston. He lived from 1858 to year 1927. The first British administrator of the Uganda Protectorate and prolific writer, thought that the Phoenicians or Canaanites had crossed into Africa at some time, mingled with the Ethiopians, and descended into East Africa, creating more advanced societies as they progressed. Okay, in Ankole, one of the four traditional kingdoms in Uganda, located southeast of Lake Albert, the British Cambridge educated explorer, hunter, and traveler T. Broadwood Johnson observed of the cattle rearing group. Now he starts talking about the Cole, but but for lack of time, we'll stick with the Baganda. I'll go over them later. I have done a video on them before a while back, but this is to let you know that see when they talk about uh the people who came into the east into Africa, he's talking about the people who lived in the land of Canaan. The Israelites, those were the Israelites who lived there. Okay, so they know that you came from those parts and migrated. All the Bantus as well. So so I did a search in Wikipedia and looked up a little bit about the Baganda people, and I found it to be very accurate. The Wikipedia, and as far as what I've learned about the Bantus being Israelites. Now it says Katonda is the name used to refer to the supreme creator god in the traditional religion of the Baganda people. We are who are mostly based in present-day Uganda. Katonda is considered as the father and leader of the Baganda pantheon. Okay, collectively known as the Bulu Bale, if I'm saying it right. Um, Now, so Katonda, now that they know, so this is proven that they know, just like all the other Bantus in the West African Israelite tribes know, they know that there's a one almighty creator God, and that's who Katonda is, or the creator, one name. So now let's go with me to the Oxford University reference, okay? The Oxford reference, and let's see what it says about Katonda. I hope I'm saying it right. Forgive me if I'm not. Katonda or Katonda. Okay, literally creator. That's what Katonda means, creator. The Ganda, an East African tribe with a strong monarchical tradition, conceive of their supreme deity's authority in ancestral terms. So he's their ancestral god. He is the father of the gods living in heaven, just as the first king is the father of the men living in earth, okay, or living on earth. Katonda is called, forgive me if I say it wrong, it looks like Lisodine, the big eye in the sky. He is Kagingo, master of life, Swan Sewanaku, the eternal, Lugaba, giver. He's also called Sebintu, master of all things, Ginigulu, lord of heaven, Namuginga, if I'm saying it right, he who shapes, Se Uba Unaka, the compassionate, Guludine, the gigantic one, and Namu Gareka, he who apportions. The Ganda say that Katanda saves the afflicted according to his will. He is the final judge. Okay, and though he may express his will through the actions of gods and men, so Katanda exercises his control over the natural world by means of nature spirit, Bulu Bale. Now, think about that. Are they talking about angels? Could the spirits they be talking about be as compared to the angels that the Bible of the Old Testament speaks about? You know, God made millions and millions of angels that interact with humans, and so they're aware of this, you know. And now, um, okay, so when I was looking, I found something amazing because in many of my videos, I have, you know, and much research has gone on to prove that Yahweh of the Bible, the Almighty God of the Bible, is the God of the Bantus. Whatever name that He's called, whatever variation, He is the Yahweh. And so I was looking and I saw a name. It said Yahweh, Yawe, and then I read it. It said, meaning God Yahweh, the divine origin. The name Yahweh has African origins, specifically from Uganda, and is derived from the Luganda language. So right there, it's saying, and I got that from, it's called the Boy Name Meaning and Pronunciation, Ask oracle.com. That's where I found it from. So should we be surprised? We know that the Yahweh is the God of the Ashanti, which they call Nyame. He's called, some places called Zambi. He's called uh, Jambi in some places. And so all across Africa, all across, it's always the same, the Almighty God. So I was surprised. So I said, there it is, Yahweh, another variation. And this is verifying that this has name has an African origin, which means like Katonda, it is, if this is right, it's the traditional the name of a boy. It in the name, a male name in the Luganda language. The Luganda is the, according to what I read, is the language of the Baganda. So I also searched the name Yahweh, Yawe, in that form of it, and I found several men from Uganda named Yahweh, either by the first name or the last name, which you'll find all over Africa, all the Bantu people and the Bantu related West Africans. It is normal, and the Africans will know what I'm talking about. They'll know that this is true, that all over, that they have names of men and women. Their girl and boy babies are named with something to do with God. God is in their names. God, something. And so this is very normal for them. Okay. So if this is right, that Yahweh, Yawe, is the name, meaning a God, Yahweh God of people, of males, and I've read sometimes females in Uganda, then they fit the Bible prophecy of the Israelites. In Second Chronicles in the Old Testament, okay, Second Chronicles chapter 7 verse 14 says, "Then if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, I will hear them from heaven and will forgive their sins and restore their land." Okay, but the first sentence, if my people who are called by my name, and that's what that is, Yahweh, and no doubt the Baganda people have many more names that says like God is something. God is their names, some with some quality of God. The Africans do this. The Bantus and the West Africans. You know why? Because they are the Israelites. You are the true children of God, Yahweh. And so now let's so this book is written by Stephen Jacobs, and it's called The Hebrew Heritage of Black Africa. And on page 30, it says right here that they found uh, tablets and things, artifacts with Yahweh's name. Sometimes Ja'ama for Yahweh, sometimes the clay tablet which said Jami, and sometimes the M and W are interchangeable. Now, so in Hebrew and Ashanti. So right here, 2,000 miles away, 2,000. I mean not 2,000, but thousands of miles away in Ghana. Right here is the same name, Yahweh, the same name that you call, that form of name that you give males, Yahweh. They use that name to call God. It's a form of the name. So right there, it proves you're the same people. You all calling him Yahweh in some form or another. Okay. Here, the Baganda word for king is Wami. In Hebrew, one form of the word king, Melech, one form of it is called Malki. You see how similar it is? Mwami, Malki in Hebrew, Mwami in Luganda, Malki in Hebrew. This is the same name. The same word for king. You're basically calling the same word. You are the true children of Israel. The Baganda and all Bantus in Uganda and all over Africa. And we must turn back to the service of Almighty God Yahweh only. We must not serve any other gods. He's coming back soon. Peace and blessings to you.